A nation that has been stricken with poverty, child soldiers, and just subpar human living, so much to the fact that there are movements going on currently as we speak that are trying to bring these ideas and what's actually happening in Africa into the public view of the world. And, if you think of poverty, if you think of, child warfare, it's something that you don't necessarily want to think about because it's an idea that goes against your comfort of living, something that we are definitely not familiar with as Americans for the most general part. And, it's just an idea that if it doesn't bother us in our daily lives, then why should we have to worry about it? And, poverty has it has definitely a gray side to it. And, it's a word that has no good connotation with it. And it's all about, thinking of people that have way less than you and, actually putting a thought process to that. If you think about, the poverty level, there's over 1 billion people in Africa that live beneath the poverty level. And, the poverty level currently is $2.50 a day. But poverty is only one of the issues that is hurting Africa right now. There are men like Joseph Kony and other warlords that, have the whole child soldier armies that affect the very lives and the lifestyles of a simple continent such as Africa. And, if you think about it in global terms, it really does have an effect on the lives that we live currently. Because, it's all about perspective. And everybody should have the quote-unquote American dream. You move to a place, you have the freedom to do what you want. And their very lives of, families and of kids, they can't even go to school. They can't even represent a vision for their life because all they're worried about is living. And that is a human right, regardless of, race, background, country. It's our human right to have the right to live and to live in an environment that is safe. Regardless of government, regardless of religion, it's a human right. Going and the reason why nobody has done anything about this is because we don't want to know about it. So there are campaigns going currently of just trying to make these warlords and the poverty that is constricting Africa, we want to make them famous. You can't stop something that you know nothing about. And the whole idea is education. Educate the world with what's really going on in Africa. Tell the world about the poverty. Tell the world about the war crimes and the crimes against humanity. And that's all it is. It's just simple education and making the world aware of what's going on with 1/6 of the world's population. There's 1 billion people in Africa. So this 1/6 does affect us. And it's an idea that, we are much larger than the lives that we live day to day. Us as Americans, we stand for human rights, not just democracy, not just, the American dream. We stand for a child's right to go to school safely, not to carry a gun. We stand for a family that has a good supply of water. It's these simple things that you take for granted that are so simple yet so divine. And there's an amazing quote that says, "All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing." Which, when it boils down to it, all it's saying is, do your part. You don't have to go to Africa. There's people that are there that want to help. They just don't have the funding and they don't have the government backing for support. You know, when a congregation and a population of people come together for one idea, there is no boundaries to what can come about of those ideas. You know, the only difference between a slum in Africa and a thriving metropolis as New York City or Hong Kong is the opportunity that is given to its citizens. So, you know, we're not trying to, you know, fund the entire world. We're just trying to give people an opportunity. And there are certain people that are trying to make this known, but you can't focus on the different people of these organizations because they're humans and humans have human error. You know, we crack under pressure. It's all about just making the people aware of the decisions that need to be made and need to be brought out into the light. You know, the White House has a lot of power when it comes to stopping crimes against human rights. And, you know, the nice thing about America is we actually do care about the vision of the world and the vision of human rights, which is just the simple right to live and to hopefully have the ability to make your own decisions.